Russia has posted a Milestone World Meet on Afghanistan in Moscow designed at boot-starting world negotiations following many decades of warfare. It is the at first period Taleban militants visited such an occasion. Members of Afghanistan's top world justice, that oversees world efforts but does not present the Afghani by the government, were as well this. But the Taleban once again tense the team would just conduct straight negotiations in the US, not the Kabul by the government. Kabul did not email its deputation for the meet, that was visited by on a dozen countries. The US had Watcher Statute. We debated the object of straight negotiations in the Taleban and requested them to select the location and the start period, told a top world justice representative, cited by Russia's RIA news story agent. The Taleban told the meet is no on negotiations in any party. West officials and the Afghani by the government type the Moscow negotiations in several terror it could disrupt some efforts at talks. Observers do not wait fast results of the Moscow negotiations, early attempts at intermediation a world trial all unsuccessful. But the reality how the Taleban are in the identical chamber as Afghani convention delegates, in Russia, in the US as well in maintenance is seen as considerable. Russia and the Taleban, for example, are historical foes, though they started speaking in latter year. US and Afghani forces been fight the Taleban in Afghanistan for more than rather than 10 years. And the US and Russia are ex-common Cold War enemies who are yet distrustful of every sum. The Moscow meet key points Russia's back to the tactful foreground in Afghani sphere. He's the at first period how Moscow has guessed the Afghani Taleban, who shipped a top-level deputation. No one the US nor the Afghani by the government wants Russia to conduct such an lead, named as the Moscow size. But in spite reservations by several, all 11 countries guessed by Moscow are part in various ways. Once again, the is at first and unparalleled. Though no considerable breakthroughs were anticipated, earning all the pertinent players by one rooftop is enormous successful for Ruski public diplomacy. Russia is in a distinctive stance to army such a meet as it is the just nation on talk regulation in all players. The Taleban founded in the previous 1990s next the departure of Soviets military of Afghanistan, soon up the death of the Soviets Association. The militants went on to guideline Afghanistan of 1996 to 2001, before they were managed of force by US-led military next the 9/11 attacks, that the US accused on Al-Qaeda militants who were posted by the Taleban. The Taliban's force and achieve surged with overseas fight military leftward Afghanistan in 2014. They say their world statute will be future intensified by departure to Moscow. The US is betrothed in its own straight negotiations in the Taleban and visiting these meetings in Moscow is considerable. It rotated downward an invite to the at first meet Russia posted recent year. But the period the US told a member of its legation in Moscow would visit to watch the discussions. The Taleban shipped a 5-member deputation of its policy office space relying in Qatar. He was liberated to ensure pulse to the world and conciliation efforts in Afghanistan, told a Pakistan Overseas Ministry representative. Taking into account the top rate and distribution of Taliban abuse, the Afghani safety forces are overstretched or, in several cases, suppressed. Afghani forces been fight difficult to halt the Taliban's extension. But their lost bet remnant disturbingly top and appears to be growing. Citizen deaths and injuries as well hit recording highs. Lost figures for the dispute, that began in 2001, are the highest with the UN begun compliance accounting records in 2009.